Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Star Report. It's Jason here at New Dimensions Crystals and Reiki in downtown Vernon, Texas. And today's report is for January the 28th, 2026 through February the 3rd, 2026. Oh my goodness, we're already a month into 2026. And as usual, we start with our nearest star in the star report, and that is the sun, which has been quiet over the last week or so. There are currently no major sunspots, barely any at all. I think there's a tiny one, and it looks like if over the next day some don't develop, that it will be a sunspotless Earth-facing part of the sun. So that's cool. Currently, the only energy coming off the sun, besides the regular sun energy, is the corona hole. And corona holes are those dark spots, and that has a plasma stream that comes out of it. So they call it a corona hole stream. And that corona hole stream is currently incoming, should be arriving over the next day or so. What it was not a very big coronal hole, so it should be a really minor impact onto the planet. But when that does happen, it is a compression energy, right? It sort of feels like a sluggishness or a heaviness. Sometimes you can sort of use that as, it's building up energy for a spring. But it's not as disorienting as when we have solar flares. So that's a good thing. Yeah. We are currently in the zodiac of Aquarius. My two Aquarians have had their birthday. Yes, my daughter and my wife are both Aquarius. And yeah, so that is, I've never asked them how their ankles feel. Alchemically, that zodiac sign relates to our ankles, which is really stability, comfortability. Are we where we need to be? Are we where we want to go? And then left is maybe we're too far in the past. Right is maybe we're looking forward before actually getting there. But we want to have that sort of comfort right there in the middle. And then it also affects the blood salt. So you might be some of you, even especially if you're in Aquarius, desiring salty things or craving salty things. I don't know, things just catching on the table that I'm sitting at. And anyway, yeah. So blood salts usually they call them cell salts, right? So there should be 12 of them matching the zodiacs. That when you can just sort of take those in a bioplasma, you can get all 12. So you don't need to know which one you're deficient in. You just take enough because your body will regulate the salt. You can't really take too much. Yeah, so that's cool stuff for the Aquarians out there. Um, yeah, moving on to our retrogrades. We're currently only in two and for not very much longer. We're in Uranus retrograde until next Wednesday. So this is the last week of that. So it will be Uranus is about shifting realities, and when it's sort of affecting you or in retrograde, it sort of helps, not helps. It causes you to shift realities and have a whole lot of different things that you start and don't finish uh, because it's triggering you. So those, I think it's in Taurus going to Aries soon. Yeah, so Taurinians will be happy to see Uranus move forward and then get the heck out of their sign. So shifting realities, and that, like I said, till next week, February the 4th. Also, we are in Jupiter retrograde until March the 11th. And so Jupiter, big planet, about expansion, usually about abundance, how we create our world. Usually that has to do with career. A lot of times, that expansion is really expanding the vessel that you are, not necessarily the potential where you could move yourself into, because a lot of times abundance is halted or delayed because of our sense of being able to hold that capacity. Like, do we have the energy to maintain or keep money, or do we have the self worth to do that? Um, and so it's really when it's in retrograde and in general as a planet is about allowing yourself to receive. So pay attention to that energy as that will dominate February since uh, until the end of the month. Till next, yeah. It'll be dominating February for the most part as the only retrograde until we go Mercury retrograde. Yay. Which pre-shadow should be in 2 weeks from now. We'll see. It'll be in the report. Leads us to today, Wednesday, the 28th. We are still experiencing what I talked about last week, that Aquarian stellium, right? So that's just really raising us into that Aquarian age, which is the age of spirituality, the age of making all things new, And so the planet that's going to be messing with that stellium the most today, Wednesday, is going to be Mars. That's going to be really giving you courage to act on that. And that courage is not just courage to persevere, but courage to create something new or create something that you actually want, not something that you think you're limited to creating. The sun trines the moon, also making action and life a little bit more joyful, right? So you should be feeling some ease that, hey, things are going to be okay. And then Mercury is going to chime in today, Wednesday. And the Mercury energy is really like if you're going to create something new and be something great and have the courage to act on that, obviously you're going to have to do a little bit of learning. So Mercury is going to make that learning easy, right? It's not going to be a hurdle to doing the new thing. It's going to be, oh, this wasn't as hard as I thought. Why didn't I start earlier kind of energy? So pay attention to that today. That sounds like a good Wednesday. Leads us into tomorrow, Thursday, the 29th. That will be the first 22 master day of 2026. And that is important because this is a one universal year, which is about starting a new base in a cycle. And 22 master days are about building, not necessarily illumination, right? So 11 master days are like you come to a realization. 22 master days are you come to the point of creation, not just seeing but creating. And so there are 32 of them this year, right? So this is going to be a year of monumental change. It's what we say every year, right? As astrologers and psychics and stuff like that. But of course, the energy aligns, and there's always the potential, right? You don't have to be governed by the stars, but you can use them to your advantage. And if they're going to be in this advantageous master builder, 22 master days, 32 of them, you might as well get to working. Um, yeah, so 22, blah, blah, blah. I already said that. Yeah, so just fun day. I think that's the only thing happening on Thursday. It seems like a light week of stuff and movements and shifts in the planets, but it's just sort of pushing us right along, right, to that new, that expansive, that um, everything ain't the way it used to be kind of energy. Leads us to Friday, the 30th, the, the 30th of what month are we in? January. And the moon is going to be conjuncting Cancer, bringing significant energy for financial gains, right? And so, especially, what was I going to do? Maybe that's the next day. I had in my mind what I wrote, but that ain't what I wrote. So yeah, so financial gains, social capital, and increased instincts. Yeah, so not only are you going to be having the potential for financial gains, or the energy is going to be significantly intense for that to be happening, it also gets to be spent, right? If you're not like trying to get more money or not in that sort of mindset yet, then it's also a social capital. Like you might be the right people to sort of make that thing happen. And you'll look back on this time as like, oh yeah, like everything shifted when this person, met me at the grocery store or something like that. And then the energy of that conjunction is also your growing belief that you actually do deserve wealth and allow it in. Right, so that seems to be the theme of the week. You're divine eternal soul, worthy of love and affection. You're never going to die, and you're worthy of abundance. Is what I would say. And so that leads us to not tomorrow, to the next day, Saturday, the 31st of January. The moon will be trining the sun. That's going to be great for networking, right? So it's almost like this is really sort of the energy is sort of playing into the old adage of it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? So this networking energy um, around business ideas would be the best kind of networking to be doing on Saturday, especially if you're looking for funding, right? Or you're looking for a raise, right? This is about the appeal to those that have already made it, right? So sometimes this is even a mentorship. So, maybe if you're looking for a new mentor, you're moving into a new space and you're like, hey, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Maybe I can meet somebody. Maybe I can know somebody. Maybe somebody can introduce me to somebody I can pay to do or instruct, that kind of thing. Um, Also on Saturday, the moon is moving into Leo, which is going to give you increased confidence, right? So everything's about you're a master, there's confidence, it's going to be fine. Keep working kind of energy. The moon And Neptune trine as you're feeling deeply spiritually connected, right? So this is not feeling like you're doing a money thing to be a happy thing. This is almost like a spiritual quest, right? Like everything is expanding and it's spiritually life giving at the same time. Thanks, Neptune. That's going to be great. Like yeah, so it's going to sort of feel like you're not just growing earthbound things, but you're growing spiritual things. So it'll be a fun Saturday. Leads us into Sunday, the 1st of February. Oh my gosh, month number 2 of 2026. And on Sunday, the moon is going to be opposing Pluto, and that opposition may accidentally cause conflict uh, between those who have shared finances, right? So this is like if you share a bank account, or like, oh, why are you spending on that, or I spend on. So just sort of look for that kind of energy to be on Sunday about that kind of discussion. Mars energy may spark an overreaction to this, right? So Mars is going to be in the mix too. So Mars is god of war. So it's not necessarily a war; it's a discussion. So sort of watch your temper if indeed you enter those conversations on Sunday. And then of course it is the full moon. As I go ahead and clear your crystals, put them in the moonlight. But this full moon will have you feeling edgy and possibly annoyed, right? So there's a whole lot of energy, and so you want to sort of think of this if you're all the other days of the week are moving to this your birthday or whatever. So this agitation is that sort of last little resistance to like, am I worthy, or I could be worthier, or if this was just out of my way, I wouldn't have felt unworthy in the first place, right? So just sort of feel that energy. You don't have to feel that energy. Pay attention and look out for it if you don't want that energy to happen on Sunday. Leads into Monday, the second, 2-2, the 2-2 gateway, right? And so 2 is about change, right? So all of this energy is moving towards change, positive expansion, more mastery, and actually building something, not having the idea or seeing where it could be possible. So this is all good stuff for February. That full moon agitation sort of carries over a little bit, and the moon opposes Venus. So you could get a combo energy of irritation with lovers. Or it could be like crazy passion, right? Like you irritate me so much, let's make up kind of energy. Sounds like a fun Monday. Monday. Oh, what's the day after Monday? It is Tuesday. Tuesday the 3rd of February. Uranus goes direct, or starts its direct. So it's it's not a sports car. It doesn't stop on a dime. So it'll start its move direct. Beginning the end of a 14-year cycle, right? So just sort of think back to late 2011, 2012, and all the stuff that's happened since then, and the shifts in not only your personal life, but in the public, especially if you're in the US, the public life that you're sort of interacting with, and just the shifts from then, right? Like, and everything metaphysical at the time, like, oh, 2012 is coming into the Mayan calendar. And then now, what's happened since then, right? And just sort of the expansion of at least the popularity, if not the depth of spirituality, right? It might seem like it's overspread and everybody who opens up starts to work as an expert, but there are several people that can do that, and then there's 7 that aren't, right? So just sort of think of that arc of spirituality and cultural change since 2012, when the end didn't happen, or maybe it was the beginning of the end, right? There's all these people like, oh, we're in a different timeline and everything ended, and that's why everything's weird, and yada yada yada. So just take that in for whatever you're feeling or saying about it, and where the earth is headed, and where you're headed, right? So that's the main thing, right? Your divine eternal soul, where they love and affection, you're never going to die. All of us have the same spark of the monad, the source within us, right? So when you're looking at things that might not be being created the way you would like, most, if not all, of the spiritual masters and belief systems will tell us that there still is in that thing that we don't like a spark of the divine. And so maybe you should sort of look like that. Pay attention to that part of it and see if the 14-year cycle is a growing closer or a connecting higher kind of energy. And that'll be fun. Yeah, so Uranus goes direct, 14-year cycle. The biggest signs that are going to really like that is Aries. Is going to be benefiting most from that. Taurus, as Uranus moves out of Taurus, um, this guy, and then Aquarius. Will all feel sort of as great relief when Uranus starts to act right, move into a different sign, which is not so irritating to those signs. So yeah, I think that's everything for the week. I am going to be out of the shop, so I'm going to post this video and be out of the shop. I think today, Wednesday, and tomorrow, Thursday for sure. Maybe I'll be out Friday, but I don't say definitely. I don't say definitely, but more than likely I'll be here on Saturday if y'all need to come by over the weekend. Um, after you've gotten back into the routines from all the cold weather that came down to Texas. Yeah. So everybody else got to close on the days that they were open, Monday, Tuesday. So Jason's going to close on the days he's open, so he can get some days off. That'll be at least today, Wednesday, and tomorrow, Thursday, if not Friday. Yeah. So we'll sort of see how that goes. I think that's everything. Until next time, everybody, I wish you many blessings.